Today, I'm sharing why confidence isn't something you're either born with or without. It's something you build, strengthen, and renew, and it's never too late to claim it. So let's get into it. Hey, love, welcome back to another episode of Rollerset To Mindset. I'm Angela, and today we are diving into the most powerful tool that God has given us for building a new life chapter, and that is confidence. In my Fuller Lifestyle C³B Method, which stands for clarity, courage, confidence, and bliss, confidence is that pillar that holds up your courage and it brings your clarity into action. And if we're not taking action, then what are we doing, right? What are we doing? So let's start this party off right. Let's start by talking about what confidence is not, because so many of us get confused. But I'm here to tell you what confidence is not. Three things. Number one, are you ready to get something to write with? Or write it down, or if you agree with me, type in the comments, amen. Okay? So confidence is not always feeling 100% ready. Sometimes you got to get ready to get ready. Confidence is not always feeling 100% ready. Number two, confidence is not never feeling fear or doubt. Who does that? What planet are you from? And number three, confidence is not being loud or dominant. Don't think for a minute the person who speaks the loudest or dominating the situation is the most confident one. A lot of times that shows that you lack confidence. So now, having gotten that out the way, let's just touch on what confidence is. Confidence is trusting the God in you. If we consider Hebrew 10:35, this is what it says, and I believe it. It says, "Do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded." I believe that. Number two, confidence is trusting that what you lack, God will supply. So many times we depend on our own strength, our own knowledge, and we forget about our Creator who knows everything, sees everything, and will guide us through everything. And number three, confidence is showing up. Did you hear me? Confidence is showing up even when you don't have all the answers. I can remember when there was a time, if I didn't know the answer, I didn't want to show up. I wanted people to believe that I knew it all. And guess what? That is not realistic. What I had to learn was that confidence is not built in my comfort zone. Why would it be? There's nothing for me to strive for. I found that my confidence grew when I went into action. So I discovered that confidence is built in the action zone. This is what I want you to understand, that every time you show up for yourself, every single time you show up for yourself, whether it's in a small way or a big way, you build muscles of confidence. And that's the name of the game. Slowly building that muscle, and it's done every time you take action and every time you show up. When you do that, you are literally becoming the woman your next life chapter requires. Because it's about who you become in order for you to handle what that next is for you. If you walk into a higher level situation being that past version of yourself, guess what? You're going to fail. No question about it. So as you take those small, consistent action, You're building that confidence, and without even knowing it, in an unconscious way, you are creating that person that's going to be able to excel in that next chapter. And that is the truth. Now, let's be honest. I've got to be honest at this point. After 50, a lot of us, if we were being honest, a lot of us find ourselves at a crossroad, and suddenly, some kind of way, our confidence feels harder to grab onto. I don't know why that happens. Sometimes I think it comes from comparing ourselves to other women. Sometimes it comes from feeling like we're lost when it comes to technology, because things change so fast and we can't keep up with those changes. So it allows us to feel less than. If we were being honest, a lot of it comes from the comparison game. And so maybe it's your life looking different. Maybe it's different than what you expected when you got into your 50, 55, 60, 65. You expected something different. A lot of times there's career change. Sometimes we go through divorce. Sometimes we go through sickness. We go through emptiness and health changes. All of that. When I think about it, this right knee of mine, I got to be a little careful about the heels that I wear, because I can't confidently walk in those heels like I used to, and I know I'm not the only one. And the one of the bigger thing is this: society, how society views us. Society is a tricky little thing sometimes, the opinion of society when it comes to women of a certain persuasion. Society whispers that your time has passed. It's not a loud blow, but sometimes it's a soft whisper. But I'm here to remind you, that God is not finished with you yet. God is not finished with you. Your confidence isn't lost. It's just that it's waiting to be renewed. And there are ways in which we can do that. Isaiah 40:31 tells us this: but those who hope in the Lord will renew your strength. And this passage is not talking about physical strength. It's talking about whatever it is you may need to keep going, to achieving your goals, to creating your next life chapter, to walking into a space in which you say to yourself, I belong here. I can have impact here. I can create here. And so that passage, it also includes renewing your confidence. Yes, it does. See, this is the thing. It starts with small, consistent action. Not just small action, but consistent action. Taking one brave step at a time. And one way I do it when I'm feeling like my confidence is waning, I remember my past successes. Yes, this is a time when going back to your past and tooting your horn from something you've already done, this works. Remembering past victories and letting them fuel you instead of burying you. It's okay to look back and think back and get the juice that you need from that success that you had in the past so that you can move forward. And so this is what I want you to do. Every morning you get up, I want you to understand that that is your opportunity to reintroduce yourself to yourself, but not just to yourself, to the best of yourself, to the very best of yourself. And the good news is, your confidence that you feel like you have lost, you can rebuild. You can renew. Get something to write with. I'm going to give you 3 practical ways that you can build your confidence. It's like going to the gym and you know your trainer tells you you got to do certain amount of reps to build yourself up. These 3 things, these 3 practical things will help you to do that. First, number 1, you ready? I want you to speak life over yourself. I want you to stop rehearsing as if you are in a play. Stop rehearsing your flaws. Why do we do that? I think sometimes we are more afraid of how great we are. So we quietly, just like society does, we quietly bring and tear ourselves down. So stop rehearsing your flaws. And I want you to start rehearsing your future, because this is what you have to understand. Your present moment is built on your past actions. And if you are creating a headspace in your present moment about what you cannot be, what you cannot have, what you cannot do, then you're setting yourself up for that type of future. So let's just stop that. In the present moment, I want you to start rehearsing your future. I want you to write down affirmations rooted in your faith and in your identity, not who not the person who didn't understand you when you were growing up, not the friends or the teacher that didn't pour greatness into you. But I want you to fall in love and identify with who God says you are, that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, that you are a creator, that you are a creative, that you are made in his image and hidden and in his likeness, that you are loved, that's right, that you are peace and you are joy, that you are filled with imagination. And so I want you to write down those affirmations. And those affirmations have to be rooted in faith and in your true identity. For example, this is what you can write down. I wrote it down myself. I am a woman of wisdom. I am a woman of power. And I am a woman of purpose. My best years are ahead of me. Say it even when you don't feel it. I get it. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes you're not feeling it. Sometimes you need to be encouraged because of what you may have experienced last week, yesterday, this last hour. But I want you to say the truth about who you are even when you don't feel it. Because what is the word? Faith comes by hearing. And the more you hear it within your own head space, the more you begin to believe it. You believe it because faith is the evidence. The evidence. So hold your faith and the evidence will come. Number 2 is take one brave step a day. I'm not asking you to take 3, 4, 5, or 6, just one. And brave is relative. So don't compare your brave step to the next person. Take one brave step a day. Because, as I said earlier, confidence builds through movement one step at a time. So go ahead, sign up for that course. Go ahead, audition for that play. Go ahead, start that podcast. Go ahead, start that community membership. Whatever it is your heart desires, you go ahead and you start that. Make that phone call. Set that boundary. It's your small wins. When you stack those small wins, that becomes unstoppable momentum for you. So let me talk about the third one because I love this one. And this is I want you to anchor yourself in God's view of you. Because listen, it's not always that this world or that society give us our just due. And we can't look to society for it. Sometimes it's even difficult to look to ourselves for it. So what I want you to start doing is I want you to anchor yourself in God's view of you. Because confidence based on human approval, I'm sure you have found that out, can crumble. Is it really fair for us to look to others to build us up? When other people, other women are, going through their own thing too. So God is unlimited. His supply does not ever run out. So look to God. Look to Him. Don't look to human beings, because sometimes we fail ourselves and we fail other people too. So confidence based on who God says you are will carry you through every season. Absolutely. I know, not because of what someone told me, I know because I've gone through it myself. So what I want you to do, I want you to remind yourself daily. Write this in the comment. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. If you believe me, then let the redeemed say so. Write it in the comment. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And if you're wondering where I got that from, you'll find it in Psalms 139, verse 14. That's right, verse 14. So now that you know that you can rebuild your confidence, and you can rebuild it with ease. It doesn't require a whole heavy lifting. Honey, it's light. It's just light. So let me tell you, I want to share with you before I go a quick story, a personal story. Because see, a lot of times we see folks who we tune into on a podcast episode, or who we listen to or see on a YouTube video, and we think, that sister got it together. No, that's not always the case. What we do is we make a decision to put ourselves out there, not just for our benefit, but for the benefit of others. I made the decision to serve, and it's not easy for me. It's very vulnerable, but my desire to serve you is stronger than my sometimes insecurities that I feel, and coming to you and sharing my good news with you. But I can remember a season in my life when I felt invisible. And very few people know that. But there was a season in my life in which I felt very invisible. I felt like my desire to have a podcast, my desire to have a YouTube channel, my desire to become a transformation guide or coach, I felt like they were silly, and I felt like other people would see the same thing. I felt like because I was a hairstylist for 30 plus years, that no one would accept me being anything other than that. And a part of me almost believed that it was too late for me. But I began to pray. I began to ask God. I began to ask Him for the things that I lacked, because I knew that if I drew my strength from Him, then I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, but when I started showing up for myself, using God as my pillar, as my anchor, even when I was nervous, even when I started, even when I was nervous, I didn't allow it to stop me. When I started speaking life over my situation instead of doom over my situation, something shifted in me. And it just gave me the courage and the confidence to go forth. You know, I knew that if I kept going, something good was going, I could only get better. So that's what I want to encourage you. If you go back, I promise you, if you go back and look at some of my earlier videos, oh my goodness. I go back and look at them and I can't believe how much I have grown. So, confidence for me didn't come overnight. Yeah, I might have had big time confidence when I was a hairstylist behind that styling chair, but no, this was new to me. So I've seen how my confidence has grown. And trust and believe me, it did not come overnight, but it came through consistency. And here's the thing, y'all. God met me every step of the way. He met me right where I was. And he encouraged me to keep going and going and going. And he will meet you there too. And you've got to believe that. You gotta believe that. And this is what belief looks like. If you got anything from this episode, one thing that made you feel like what you're trying to pursue, you can pursue, that it just might be possible for you, then that's a sign that you got a blessing from this episode. And if this episode has blessed you, then I want you to share it out with another woman. Because if you need the blessing, then someone else needs it too. It's not for you to keep. So share it out. Share it with another woman who you feel might need a little confidence boost today. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you're ready to go deeper into building your next life chapter with clarity, with courage, with confidence and bliss, then come join my free community. I have a free community. Well, let me back up. It's not free. You're going to pay, but you pay with your time. You pay with your attention. You pay with your commitment to yourself to become better, one simple action at a time. So, be a part of my community. I invite you. I'm building it out. We're just getting started, and you could be a part of the founding members, and we can begin to make it what you want it to be, because it's designed to serve you. So I'm going to leave a link in the description, and you go ahead and click that link and just be a part of it. It's free. It's free. You pay with your time and you pay with your attention. It's called the Fuller Life Chapter Hub, and it's housed on School. And so, until next time, first of all, I want you to go back and listen to this episode again. And I want you to take notes the second time. But until then, I want you to stay bold. I want you to stay blessed. And I want you to remember that your confidence is your calling card for the future that God has prepared for you. And until next time, I'll talk with you soon. Okay? Bye.